Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing an unboxing and a review of this Evolution EVOSAW. It's a metal chop saw. Now what's supposed to be really good about this saw is the blade that you use to cut the metal with. It's not an abrasive blade, it's a metal blade. I'll show it to you once I unbox the saw. And by the way guys, you get a 3-year warranty with this saw. You're going to get this, the manuals. This must be for a handle or something. Now there's a few goodies in here, a pair of safety glasses, some earplugs. Now that's really smart that they sent an extra pair of brushes. And this here is some kind of piece of metal. I guess I'll find out as I open the box up and look at the saw. Now I'm going to take this out. And here's the saw. It looks quite sturdy and big actually. And there's actually quite a bit of weight to this saw, guys. Now once you get the saw out of the box, it's going to be locked down like this. And to get it to go up, you got to pull on this here. Turn it this way. And then she'll go up. Now this small piece that came in the bag is for over here. There's a Phillips screw at the end and you just tighten it up in here. This part here that I showed you earlier is for here. It's kind of like a vice jaw. And once it's on, it can help you hold the metal that you're cutting. I guess this would be good for pipe. And you can flip it around. And if it's flipped, the jaws are higher. Now this is actually a 14-inch blade. And it's actually made in Japan. And here are the specs on this blade. And there's a good guard for the blade as well. Now the biggest highlights of this saw is that it's quicker, safer, more accurate, and economical than an abrasive saw. And 20 abrasive discs equals 1 of this blade over here. And these blades are made with carbide teeth. Now make sure you've got the appropriate blade for what you're cutting in this saw. The one today is for steel. Now you can buy different blades from Evolution to cut different types of steel. And if you're not familiar, when I'm talking about abrasive discs, this is an abrasive disc over here. It wears out much quicker than the blade on this saw over here today. So you can actually wear out 20 of these discs before you wear out one of these blades here. Now another neat feature is the tray here to catch the metal when you're cutting. All the metal dust is going to go in this tray here. And you can actually lock the tray. And it's built with a nice big spring here to return the saw upwards. And when you want to replace the blade, you can use this as the lock to lock it to undo the bolt that holds it. And the base here is solid metal. All the parts here are metal. And you can also set the angle using this part over here. And there's the gauge with the degrees. And once you have it where you want, you just tighten this up. So here we go on the first piece of metal. And let's do another one, because that was so quick. So that was really easy. I didn't have the piece properly secured earlier and it bounced out and made this little nick here, so that's my fault. Now this is an actual steel rod. It's a bit harder than the rebar. And make especially sure that you have the metal mounted in there really securely when you do this. Now I'm going to put in the square tubing. It's approximately 1.5-inch square tubing. And let's see how this one makes out. Actually, this is quite impressive. Now you may not get any sparks, but you will get some metal shavings. They're all over the place here. That's why the tray is there. And here are the cut pieces. They're nice and clean and straight. That's what I like so far about this blade, is it cuts really straight. And I'm going to cut another one in this angle iron. When I use my abrasive discs, what I do is I cut through this piece first, and then I flip the metal piece back up because it's easier with the abrasive disc to cut from the top down instead of just cutting flat like this. But I've noticed that this saw here goes through the flat part with ease. Now it's time for the big piece, and I'm curious to see how that's going to make out. Now I gotta say, guys, this is impressive to me. If I was using abrasive discs, I would still be cutting through this. I mean, look at the cut. It's nice and clean, it's straight, and it was really quick. As you can see, I'm holding the piece in my hand right after cutting it, and I can bear the heat. It's not even burning my hand. Actually, guys, I don't think I want to go back to abrasive discs after using this blade here to cut this steel. This is amazing. I saw hardly any sparks. I may have seen just a few, but nothing serious, nothing major. Now what I've put in the machine is a piece of my own metal that I had cut with my plasma cutter when I was practicing. I just want to test it out on metal that they did not send me, and I just want this piece here to be nice and clean at the end. Now I did see a few sparks when I was cutting this piece, but not that many. And here's the nice clean end on this piece now. Now I will cut another piece of this square tubing because I put it in this position with the vice jaw. That's the piece I showed you at the beginning of the video. And here you can see how it's holding it on an angle just so that it cuts easier through the steel. Then you're not cutting on a flat piece. And let's check the tray here to see how many shavings are in there. So there's quite a few, and they're packed pretty tight in there. It's kind of neat, actually. Now, one really important thing I want to mention today is make sure you have the motor spinning at full speed before you actually start cutting into the piece of metal you want to cut. If you don't do that, the metal may want to come out of the vise here, and it can be actually quite dangerous. Now when you use this saw, you want to make sure that you have your safety equipment on, like your safety glasses, and preferably it's better if you wear long sleeves because sometimes the metal shards fly up in the air. And it's also good if you're going to do a lot of cutting to wear some kind of ear protection. And